Yes, indeed. What's happening, y'all? It is off the wire. Still kind of unofficial, but here we are trying to work out everything that's absolutely needed to make sure that you guys get the best experience and I have fun as well. So, again, this is our second time back in the studio, fully complete and trying to make the best of everything. The lunatic libertarian says, in the house, hope you are well. Man, love you very much. Love each and every one of y'all. Here's going to be the fun part. Get in the comment section. Okay. So, my big deal is for this week. Oh, and welcome to Off the Wire, right? I'm your host, Noella Lynn, aka the Cajun Libertarian. Yo, I am sick of hearing about the Democratic National Convention. Like, am I the only one? I want to talk about it. There's like hilarious clips I'm going to show that probably all of you seen, but we're going to laugh at it, and that's great. But the news is all the Democratic National Convention. I'm not interested. I'm not. It's all fake and gay. Come on. Any sane human being can look at that crap and know it's fake and it's gay. Man, it's so tiresome. It's disgusting. So I'm going to, try to provide an outlet of relief to where we're just going to mock them and we're just going to have fun. And we're just going to make jokes. You're going to get in the comment section. I'm going to pull you on stage. Or I'm going to put your comment on stage and we're going to talk about it and we're going to have fun. Whatever you want to talk about, it doesn't matter. I've got some clips to show that are going to be hilarious. You probably already seen them. We're going to mock them anyway. We got some other stuff to talk about. But I'm just so sick and tired of the entire news cycle being suffocated and strangleholded by the Democratic National Convention. Like, who cares? Who cares? Really? All right, Tim says, hey, Cajun, been a while. Yeah, brother, it has. I did a test run on Tuesday to check the internet connection to see if the studio I built would work for a live feed. It works. And so here we are. This is the second show back. I still don't really have content to put out because holy smokes. Now, there's stuff that's being talked about behind the scenes. You just don't know about it, right? So I need y'all to get into the comment section and engage. Engage. Let's have fun. Let's go ahead and we got about 20 live congruent viewers here. Let's start off with a video. Give me a second here. Because I'm still trying to get used to everything. All right, here we go.
No, listen, my name is Noah Shorts. I use he, they pronouns. Like, I'm just really excited that we have, like, the first black woman that could be the president of the United States. And, like, my wife, right? We're in a polyamorous relationship. The lover that my wife took is African-American. And, like, I've learned so much about the struggle that people of color go through as a result of my wife's boyfriend. And so I'm excited to really do my part to show solidarity for my marginalized communities. And, like, the best way to do that is to get the first woman of color to be the commander-in-chief. And I'm really excited. I'm so pumped.
Were you this pumped and excited when Joe Biden was the nominee?
I mean, listen, like, I would vote for a corpse over voting for Donald Trump because he's a disgusting fascist, white supremacist pig. But now, like, we get to really make history. We have, like I said, we have the first woman of color to be president of the United States. And, like, our country, it was founded on the values of diversity, equity, and inclusion. And in Kamala Harris, nothing embodies those values more than a Kamala Harris presidency. So I'm pumped. Like, I'm ready. I am so excited. I'm a proud white dude for Kamala Harris, baby. Let's go. Woo!
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Now, might I remind you, the fine line between satire and reality is now indistinguishable. Those lines have been blurred. And as funny as that is, that's kind of scary. right? Because, man, who wouldn't watch that video and be like, that guy's probably trolling, but it might be real. Like you wouldn't mistake that for real. Like, yeah, I could totally see that happening. Right? And you got to go cross-check it to make sure it's not satire. That's amazing. And horrifying at the same time, because these are the people that we're trying to combat here. Like, dude, I'm pretty sure guy's trolling. I checked his Twitter account. It's just nothing but pro-Democrat feed. But everybody seems to think that he's trolling. And so I kind of agree with that. It's trolling. Let's watch it again. And then now let me know your opinion on whether or not dude is trolling or if he's sincere, because, yo, this is crazy.
No, listen, my name is Noah Shorts. I use he, they pronouns. Like, I'm just really excited that we have, like, the first black woman that could be the president of the United States. And, you know, like, my wife, right? We're in a polyamorous relationship. The lover that my wife took is African American. And, like, I've learned so much about the struggle that people of color go through as a result of my wife's boyfriend. And so I'm excited to really do my part to show solidarity for my marginalized communities. And, like, the best way to do that is to get the first woman of color to be the commander-in-chief. And I'm really excited. I'm so pumped.
Were you this pumped and excited when Joe Biden was the nominee?
I mean, listen, like, I would vote for a corpse over voting for Donald Trump because he's a disgusting fascist, white supremacist pig. But now, like, you know, we get to really make history. We have, you know, like I said, we have the first woman of color to be president of the United States. And, like, you know, our country, it was founded on the values of diversity, equity, and inclusion. And in Kamala Harris, there's nothing embodies those values more than a Kamala Harris presidency. So I'm pumped, like, I'm ready. You know, I am so excited. I'm a proud white dude for Kamala Harris, baby. Let's go. Woo!
Well, like, tell me in the comment section. I got one right here, Tim. That was a brilliant troll. Man, let me explain something. If that guy's a troll, which I do believe he is, the way that guy rattled off in real time everything, like, it so script, you can script so much live, right? I'm live right now. Like, you guys aren't getting anything scripted. This is me. It's just who I am. This is live. It's not recorded. It's not some, like, quote unquote live where they edit stuff later. No. You know, that is live. And that guy, let me pull the quote back up. Tim, that was a brilliant troll. Man, I believe that to be so. And if that's the case, freaking hats off, bro. Hats off. That guy's brilliant. That's amazing. Off the top of the dome, live at the DNC convention. And if you've never had to speak live with outside noise going on and just be able to smash and rattle off one after the other, man, that is not easy. That guy killed it. So there's only one of two options in this video. Either he's a brilliant troll, or God believes it. And dude really has a polyamorous relationship in which he's sharing his own freaking wife with another man. There's no in between here, y'all. He's either that good or he's that bad. I'm going to go with, man, that guy's great. To me, I'm pretty sure he's a troll. And he hammered it. Just hammered it. We got some comments rolling in. Please let us know. The lunatic libertarian. That was not a troll. That is the result of fake food, over vaccination, and too much programming. Hey, internet, I'm reading a comment. I didn't say it was real. It might be real. I think it's a troll, but it might be real. And I'm not gonna I'm not gonna transplant all of what this comment says onto the reason as to why that guy just did what he did. Yeah, I don't know. It's fun though. It's fun, right? Trolls are gold. No question. No question, Zach. Trolls are gold. This is the thing that will help us. People mock me relentlessly for telling you that beyond a shadow of a doubt, comedy will bring this back. And you're watching it in real time. The fact that the lines have been blurred between satire and reality should be a freaking wake-up call to everyone. Everyone. Like, I don't know how else to express that. Either we're going to mock the absolute horrible I said I wouldn't censor myself. So hold on. Yeah, we're either gonna absolutely mock the retardation and the absolute insanity and devoid of all intellectualism, or we're gonna kowtow to these people's feelings. They're retarded. YouTube, take me down. I don't care. We just discussed this the other night, 2 days ago, 48 hours ago. Fine, take me down. I don't care. That my YouTube channel sucks anyway. Although I got a lot of comments on YouTube right now. But guys, y'all, women, female, male, every sane human being under the sound of my voice, I'm just done. I'm so tired of not being able to just have fun and make comedy. I'm not mocking anyone's disabilities when I say retard or I say faggot. I'm not. I'm just having fun. And we got to get back to that. Comedy. That's where we got to get. If we want any representation of any sort of sanity whatsoever, then we have to get back to the basics and fundamentals that everyone is subject to bullying. And I use that word bullying because y'all, the progressive leftist, horrible, authoritarian, communist Democrats, that's what y'all like to use, the word bully. But it ain't bullying. It's just called comedy. And you're weak. And you don't deserve anything that's ever been given to you if that's the mindset that you preside in. Screw you and everyone like you. Wake up. Grow some thick skin. You are not vulnerable, or I'm sorry, you're not impenetrable to comedy. You're not impenetrable to ridicule. Nobody is. That's the freaking point. Because we can mock everyone, and we can make fun of everyone, and we can make jokes about everything, and still all be together. How does that happen? Duh. Because you don't be offended by everything. That's how. This is the generation that's been raised. We have to course correct. We have to course correct. If we don't course correct on comedy, if we don't course correct on what isn't, man, I'm 41. I'm a 90s kid. I was born in 83. Grew up in the 90s. The one thing, as Dave Smith said, that we don't do is use the N-word. And I'm damn near, I put a funny post about this on Twitter. Like, we kind of probably should abandon that. Let everybody, just let it go. It's not about being able to use it. It's about letting that gatekeep. It's about letting that filter go over the N word. Just let it go. No more. No more should that amalgamation of letters in that congruent order should cause offense. Break it down. Break it down on a realistic level. Okay. Mayonnaise. Just a conglomeration of letters put together to describe the thing. Well, what does the N word come to? It doesn't have a derogatory meaning anymore. So why gatekeep it? Don't use it. Like if it was up to me personally, I would just abolish the word completely. I don't want anybody to use it. But it's just a reflection of the society of what we're living in. I don't want if anyone if someone can use it, then let it go. It's not about using the word. It's about releasing the conflict that that word has in your heart. That's it. It's not about using the word. I can't express that enough. It literally is about your own heart. Whether you're white, black, Hispanic, no. I don't like technically I'm a wetback, right? I'm a spick. I'm very much mixed. It's obvious, you can see it. I'm not a white guy. I'm a mutt. I'm a mixed. I can go out on the street right now and proficiently speak Spanish and call those people wetbacks and spicks, and they're just gonna laugh. You know why? Because they don't gatekeep their emotions over an arrangement of letters. So let that go. Let it go. Let it go. It's not about people using it. It's about not letting it have control over your heart, mind, and emotions. So who cares? Yeah. If somebody wants to be racist and use it in a racist manner, well, now you've just got to even a better step on them because you're not letting them control your emotions. Anyway, that was a rant. Let's check the it's frustrating, man, because I personally freaking believe with all of my heart that the biggest psyop in American history is the race war. I don't see any. My neighbors right here are black. My neighbors right here are black. 2/3 of the neighbors down my street are black. It's not about race. It's about coalition. It's about coming together. It's about the fact that we all live on this planet together. And you were born with a certain amount of melanin or you weren't. Who cares? Like I don't get it. I don't get it. We are all struggling against a tyrannical government. And you want to make it about skin color. It just drives me through the roof. I don't understand. Anyway, I said this would be about fun. Let's get back to fun. Hey, Cajun, been a while. Yes, sir. Glad to be back. The identity BS is oh, I'm sorry. I should probably read it on the screen instead of the comment section. The identity BS in that clip. Yeah. Yeah. Funny part is that I'm pretty sure the dude was trolling. He's just an excellent troll, right? This is so paramount that a man can sit there and literally trick an entire news organization into thinking he's telling the truth while he's telling you he's co-signing another man banging his wife. Man, get wrecked. What? What? No, that's not real. And if it is, that ain't reality. It may be real, but it ain't reality. Lunatic libertarian. That was not at all a troll. That is a result of fake food. We already went through all that. Okay, sorry. All right, let me keep going. There's more people joining by the minute, and so I don't want to get stuck on old comments. Now, what's going on here? Racism didn't become prolific as a tool for hate until Reconstruction. All right, that's from Zach. You know what? I'm not quite sure what he's saying there, but I'm going to bring him on so he can explain. Zach, if you're still listening, you're down here in my backstage. I'm going to bring you on. Explain. Go.
Oh, I just mean that it didn't become more prolific, or it didn't become a major idea until Reconstruction, when the South was completely decimated. The Republican Party at that point was using the former slaves, the freedmen, as a stepping stone to infringe upon the white rights. I know I might get canceled on this one.
White.
But
No, you said white.
but
You said
yeah.
white.
Still,
No, you
but
meant
I
right.
mean,
I
what?
get it.
Yeah,
Hold on. Before you go any
but
further,
what?
let me ask
What?
you
Yeah.
Let me ask you this before you go any further. What do you mean by Reconstruction?
I mean, like post Civil. Well, we're technically in post Civil War Reconstruction today. It never really ended.
Right. Now just
They
explain.
give it a time frame historically as 1877, but we're constantly recreating and molding the Union as through different scenarios, situations, different eras of the country. Like whether it's a progressive movement, which we're pretty much still in, et cetera, et cetera. So, like when I say that it started becoming more prolific, it's not that there wasn't racism. There's always been racism. Like racism, it's inevitable that different cultures enmesh with one another. They're not really in sync with cultures that that they have no clue about, and you just want to stick to your own mold. So you want to stick to your own coveted society, right? So, but when you get it, when you're expanding politics and cementing power, which is what the Republican Party was doing post Civil War, what they did do, and then now what the Democrats are doing, since they've gotten the mold of the wheel of power since about 1910, when the Marxists infiltrated the Democrat Party after they had already started the Republican Party. I mean, they're using race as a tool in order to cement power. So this identity politics thing isn't new.
Very much so. Completely agree, beyond a shadow of a doubt. And I think there's a mass misinformation about what is and isn't the party swap, right? At a certain level. I think what people fundamentally misunderstand is that, yes, maybe the party swap was real, of course, but it wasn't necessarily about the party swap. It was more about changing people's minds. And I don't think anybody in that era actually had their minds changed. I think at the end of the day, what truly mattered was capitalism. It was, I see an opportunity, and you could see this in Abraham Lincoln's declaration, right? I see an opportunity to make more money if these people are more free. And so Abraham Lincoln literally said, if I could end the war without freeing the slaves, I would do that. He also said, if I could end the war and free the slaves, I would do that too. That's a very, very, very telling statement from an absolute despotic tyrant, which most people don't want to hear, but he was, as I laid out last 48 hours ago in my first stream, which was literally just a test, and that they just wanted to maximize how they could profit.
Mhm.
So where along the I have a hard time gripping with the idea that these people actually declared and cared about quote unquote lessers, right? And if we're being
Mhm.
honest, we're talking about that era in time. Whereas if your skin, like mine, was more
Yeah.
melanated, you were you were
Mhm.
not you were not esteemed as everyone. You were not the same. You were not the equal. You had darker skin. The people who had fair skin
Mhm.
were created as equal. So explain, because now all of a sudden my audio is going weird. Anyway, go ahead.
So yeah, I don't think it has a lot to do with I think it coincided more with the race ordeal, the color of your skin later on, because you're gravitating towards the next minority group as another fringe towards one party or one ruler achieving sort of power. So like I'm Irish, right? So like the Irish came to this country, they were literally treated like absolute dog shit garbage. And I mean, but they ended up doing exactly like many groups in the special interest realm when they gravitate towards a party and parties see that. I mean, they gravitate towards who's going to benefit me. So the Irish gravitated at the time, the Democratic Party. You had a prolific political machine. I think it was in New York. It was what was it? They called it Tammany Hall, right? So like prolific. I mean, that achieving power structures. I mean, the Republican Party used that of the free slaves and literally defeating and obliterating the South, like
Right.
decimating the South at the end of the Civil War, and putting them lock and key martial law. Didn't even accept them into the Union. If it was up to Lincoln's plan, and I think the bullet got into his way to kind of go with the flow. And I think Andrew Johnson was applying essentially Lincoln's plan to fast track the South back into the Union, because the idea is this preservation of the Union. But you have the radicals sort of like now, I mean, 2024, the radical wing of the established Democrat Party, but you had the radicals that were more into consolidating, wielding, and expanding so that nobody could compete against them. It goes back to that capitalistic mental, like you want to outcompete everybody that is against you, that's on the other side, that's your rivals, so that you can essentially knock them out and take control. And that's what the Republican Party, as the Democrats are today, are doing. And they're using whatever they can to achieve that, whether it's identity politics with race or sexual orientation or I mean political aspirations, whatever. I mean, that's just how it goes.
Facts.
We're
Can you hear
based.
me?
Mm-hmm.
All right, hold on. Let me double screen it up here. Yeah, my headphones died. So you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Is there an echo between your audio and mine?
Between my if I didn't have my headset, I'd probably hear the echo, but actually I don't hear an echo in mine. So
I'm just trying to make sure that.
yeah, everybody in the chat, is there an echo for Noel?
Yeah, that's what I need to know, because the
Yeah.
headphones died. So now what I'm working with is my normal mic, but
Mm-hmm.
the mic might pick up the
Mm-hmm.
MacBook audio. So if there's a problem there, let us know. There's a
Yeah.
lot of comments. So let's go through some of them. Racism didn't become prolific as a tool for hate until Reconstruction. That was you.
Mm-hmm.
Ellen Garman says, honestly, I had to read that guy was trolling at the DNC. I'm trying to make sure I read that right.
You don't.
You just never know anymore.
You,
But yeah,
you really don't.
for real. I mean, it's like so hard to freaking figure out what is and isn't satire anymore.
Mm-hmm.
which is a real problem.
Everything's a meme. It doesn't matter. The whole world's a meme.
Yeah, the whole
He'll be
world.
me. I mean, he got his 15 seconds of fame, and he's gonna have more than some because it's gonna be a meme forever. He'll be a GIF tomorrow. Is it GIF or GIF? That's
I've
the
always called
question.
it a GIF. Everybody hates it. I've always called it a GIF. I don't know.
I prefer motion JPEGs myself, but that's a different story.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you a minute. And I want you to make your pitch as to why anybody should follow you and your show. So give your pitch on your Twitter handle or X handle. I'm sorry, Elon. And your YouTube
Twitter.
channel. You have 90 seconds. I'm going to go replace my earbuds to make sure that we're all good. And I'm giving you the solo script. Oh, yeah, you can laugh all you want, bro, but you
He's
got
putting
it
me on
right
the
here.
spot. Yeah, put me on the spot.
What I can see on my screen is 55 live congruent listeners on one app,
Whew.
right?
Oh, one
So,
app.
on one app. Yep, just Twitter because I can't see the other ones apparently.
X
So,
is killing it.
apparently, because
Yeah.
I hadn't been live. I hadn't even done a show in almost a year, and I had 100 congruent listeners and watchers when I logged off 48 hours ago. So I want you to tell everyone while I go get some earbuds to tell them why they should follow you and your content. Ready, go.
Will do. Hey, I got a pod, the legacy, right? Follow at AI Conan 90. That's my co-host, Andrew Joseph. And I am at legacy_ZAK if you want to follow and subscribe to the YouTube page and follow us on any podcast app that your little heart desires. So our content, we're just nerds, man. We're econ nerds. We're wrestling nerds. He's an anime nerd. We just shoot the shit. We talked to some really cool folks. We actually just had Noel. We just recorded with, so he'll be on next week. Hopefully, we'll have it up, but that depends on Andrew, my producer, and how soon he gets it out. But yeah, subscribe to the Legacy Right and follow me on X if you really want to. I don't know. I might be a big troll. So if you want to get shit posted and trolled or just have a good conversation. So at legacy_ZAK and then follow my boy Andrew at AI Conan 90 and jump on that YouTube and sub. So help us out. Other than that, I'm going to get done with the plugging. Actually, one more plug. Jump on Telegram if you got Telegram. We got a Telegram group, just nothing but econ, anime, just goofy shit, on the spot comedy, some shit posting, politics, econ, philosophy, t.me/otaku sauce. Otaku is, I just learned this. I guess otaku is Japanese for geek. So we're just a bunch of geeks, man. So yeah, follow that and let's have some fun for real. And be sure to don't miss a beat when Noel goes live. So you never want to miss Off the Wire. So and it's great that he's back. So what do you say? 55 happy fanatics on X. X is X, Twitter, X, formerly known as Twitter, whatever. So, but everything's a meme, everybody. That's our motto on the Legacy Ride. Everything is a fucking meme.
you lasted exactly the right time.
I do well.
Mm-hmm. You do well. All right. Any
yeah.
last words?
No, for me,
All right.
I'm just
Zach,
enjoying the ride, man.
yeah, same, brother. I
Yeah.
appreciate your input, bro. Look, y'all, it's incredible that I can literally just ask friends in my Twitter DM, like, hey, if y'all want to come on, I need your help. Let's just cut it up and talk. Let's just have some
Hmm.
fun. And we have somebody that's that awesome that you should be following on every platform that he has and listening to every word that he has. He came on here without my, like, I literally, right before we went live, said, you guys come join. If you're willing, come up on stage. This guy had the balls to do it. Do you? A lot of people don't. He does. Follow him everywhere. Zach, you got anything else to say before I let you go, brother?
Hey, man, I just literally got home, saw that you were live. I'm like, I'll jump on for a bit. So I'll say some peace.
You're the man. The legacy of
So,
Jenny. Go follow
hmm,
him. Watch all his
that's
content.
right.
Let's go. Let's go, baby. Thank you, Zach. You are the man.
Yep.
Man, what an absolute stud. Now there's a lot of comments coming in. Now, so I am going to run this back because I'm also going to couple this with something hilarious. But before we do that, let's check this out. WhoTouchedIt.com. Who touched the thermostat? WhoTouchedIt.com. How much do you like spicy t-shirts? I mean, I love them. I'm wearing one literally right now that says communism is demonic. And I will prove it. But you know where I got this shirt? Right here. WhoTouchedIt.com. Communism is demonic. I do not comply. Abolish the IRS. I've got another one that says toss commies out of helicopters. I got another one that says abolish the IRS. I got another one that says abolish the ATF. I got another one that says abolish the FBI. That's a hoodie. Check them out. Who touched it.com. Like it sounds just like as bad as it sounds. For real. Like, who touched it? Yes, who touched it.com. Check him out. On X, he's going to look like who touched the thermostat, which is absolutely hilarious. So, what do you guys want to talk about? No echo. That's good. Restricted vid. Brand new subscriber coming in hot. I'm furious that the country is, I don't know why it's so small to me. I'm sorry. We will get better. It's the second show, y'all. I'm sorry. What? Why is it so small? And I've got perfect vision. All right. I'm furious that the country is just now covering Minnesota after years of us begging for coverage. The fact that so many quote unquote conservatives are shocked about Tim Walz is disgusting. Look, man, I'm going to be honest with you. As someone who pays attention to politics more than probably 99% of people, I didn't know who Tim Walz was until he was elected. Yo, I'm serious. That's a real thing. I had no clue. I didn't know who that dude was. And then now every time he walks on stage, he's like the worst version of the creepiest guy you could possibly imagine. The dude that they made a freaking documentary about. He's that guy. It just reminds me of Rules for Radicals. right? Like Saul Solinsky, Rules for Radicals. Just accuse your opponents of everything you're trying to do. And as someone who's never voted for Trump and swore he never would, yo, Kamala Harris and this guy, they're so freaking weird. And that's why they did the thing. That's why they pumped out before they introduced this dude. They just started calling all the Republicans weird. And everybody on Twitter ran with it. And then you look at the guy and legitimately, he's wildly weird. Not to mention that they're trying to spin Kamala Harris's unbelievably awkward laugh and trying to attach it to that. That's crazy. No, she's weird. She's beyond weird, right? But on camera, she's weird. On paper, she's a communist, a fully grown, raised up communist. That's who Kamala Harris is. Tim Walz, a self-admitted and proclaimed socialist. That's who he is. And he's so freaking weird. They're so I can't. I would never. I don't care how much you paid me. I would never walk out onto a stage with that many people. And make no mistake, there are people at these rallies, y'all. A lot of it's fabricated. A lot of it's, most of it's not. These people are there for her. Or they're not there for her. They're there against Trump. Let's never forget that. Republicans. You had an opportunity to nominate Vivek Ramaswamy or Ron DeSantis. You didn't have to deal with any of this. You had to deal with none of it. You went with Trump, which, fine. I mean, you did it better than the Democrats. At least you picked the person, right? The voters picked the person. The Democrats went straight USSR, tyrannical, anti-democratic, just destroy any democratic process whatsoever and kick dude out. Like stabbed him in the freaking back and then threw him out in the trash can and be like, I don't care who you voted for. This is who you're going to vote for now. We have a historic record of things like this, people. It just sucks, right? Well, I'm a small fry. I got almost 30,000 followers on Twitter. Lost my whole Facebook page of 40,000 followers. Got about 11,000 followers on Instagram. Small fry. This will probably go nowhere. It doesn't matter if it did, honestly, because all of those people that filled the stadium to watch Little John or Cardi B. No, not Cardi B. It was Megan Thee Stallion. I don't know. I've been done with pop culture for a long time. I saw it for what it was. They're just play parts for whoever tells them what to do. You're going to do what I tell you to do, and you're not going to get your paycheck if you don't. You won't get your next signing. You'll never get another hit album. And it's this Charleston White. If you don't know this guy on TikTok, it's phenomenal. And it's like one of the biggest problems in the Black community, which is waking up in real time, real fast. I'm not saying go to Trump, but they're starting to see really fast, like we've been played for a long time. They trot out rappers and twerkers to try to win their vote instead of looking at them as intellectual human beings and saying, we should probably talk to these people like they're us. No, man. You can hang that up, Black community. Democrats are done with y'all, bro. They've been done with y'all for a long time. They are fully committed to the fact that they can just roll out a celebrity that you admire and get your vote. That's what they think of you. You can hate the fact that I'm saying it because I'm not black. You can't hate the fact that I'm saying it because I'm white, because I'm not. Clearly. But that's a fact. Man, I fell for it for a while too. This is what they think of the black community. They think they're so freaking... Man, Kathy Hochul just freaking said less than 3 months ago. Okay, maybe less than 6 months ago, at best. Black kids in the Bronx don't know what a computer is. Literally said that. Black people don't know what a computer is. How long are you going to accept this? I'm not saying vote for Trump. Damn near not saying vote for this year's LP candidate, this cycle. I'm not. Guy's a progressive Democrat. You might as well just vote for Kamala. There ain't no difference there. Trump, you know what you got with him? He's basically going to be middle of the road. I don't know what to tell you. All I know is if we don't make a change and we make it fast, it cannot be a change on the federal level. It has to be something that's shifted via enlightenment through truth. And what I would say, through truth of the word of God and Jesus Christ. That's how you change people's hearts and minds. Because that's where it takes. You're always going to have tyrants, y'all. We always will. But what can we do to change the heart of the people, the masses? Because the tyrants make up less than 1%, and that includes your local law enforcement. They're included in that 1%. We, the people, make up everything. We decide what happens. So we can either decide right here and right now to wake up, or we don't, and we continue down the same path that we've been doing. And again, I cannot stress this enough. I'm not advocating for you to vote for anyone federally. I'm probably going to go right in Ron Paul, Noda, or just vote for Trump because dude got shot in the ear, stand up like a gangster, raise his fist. That's regardless of policy. For me, that I like that. That's character. You can't fake that. Even though I got friends of mine that are trying to tell me that was fake. Like, come on, man. That no sniper on earth could snap an ear on a moving target from 130 with an AR-15. Come on. AR-15 is for close quarter combat. It's not a sniper rifle. Anyway, I digress. I would love to hear your opinions on this because I truly think that we're at a crossroads here. And I truly think that at this point in time, we have very important decisions to make. And I think those decisions must be made within our own heart first. They cannot be laid at the feet of a federal election. That's just not feasible. That's not real. I mean, if it was real, then we wouldn't be in this position in the first place. Because prior to COVID, like nothing really changed at the federal level. It just didn't. The real change is going to be you on the ground, convincing hearts and minds of your local offices. Control your sheriff. He's voted in. Your local mayor, your local city council, your state attorney general. That's a massive one that people overlook all the time. And your governor, your state senate, local. Because who reigns down the most authority over your life first and foremost? It ain't the president in Washington, D.C. It ain't the House of Representatives or the Senate. It is not the Congress or executive branch or judicial branch. It is your local council. They decide the laws. Your local mayor coinciding with that council. They're the ones that have the ultimate authority over your life if you let them. Or you can show up to your city council, you can show up to your school board and let them know that they're not in charge because they're elected officials and you tell them what to do because you pay them. They're on your payroll, people. You pay taxes. They are not your leaders. They are your subservients. I can't go to my boss who cuts my paycheck and tell him what to do. Stop letting these people do that. That's your job. Power in numbers. You're in charge via the Constitution, the supreme law, ultimate law of the land, with the consent of the governed. Otherwise, you're going to have to wind up right here. Stack up, get guns, get ammo, get weed, start hunting and learn how to process your meat, cultivate your own garden and learn how to can. We are there. Why? Why are we there? It's a simple answer. Because everyone neglected their political power. They outsourced all of their political knowledge to some guy that was handsome, 6'2", and said all the things you wanted. And you said, all right, I want you to go to DC and do the work on my behalf. And then when they got there, you didn't hold them accountable. I'm blaming the boomers. That's who did this. Now we're left, us millennials. I'm a 41-year-old millennial trying to pick up the freaking pieces from a 16, 8, 5, and 2-month-old so that they can have some sort of resemblance of American freedom and liberty and, most importantly, economic prosperity, because this all boils down to economics, people. Now we have to be the ones to pick up the pieces and try to put together what the freaking boomers ripped apart so that they could bury their heads in the sand and keep up with the Joneses. Just face reality. That's where we're at. They screwed us. We have to fix it. And now we're the ones in the middle trying to fix what the previous generation completely wrecked. And that the generation behind us now is straight communist. Listen to what I just said. The boomers wrecked it. We're in the middle. The generation behind us is communist. Why? It's not, this isn't algebra. It's not hard math. Right? It was political disengagement, a generation raised on political disengagement, sorry. The generation behind us is completely politically engaged, and they're advocating for redistribution of wealth because of what the boomers did. They look at it and say, that generation bought their house for 14 grapes and sold it for $14 million. And they look at it as corrupt capitalism. And it never was that. It was never that. That was never the case. But they've been infiltrated. They've been indoctrinated. So you have a whole ass generation raised up thinking that the system was corrupt against them specifically, instead of understanding that actually the system got corrupted because the generation before mine stuck their freaking heads in the sand and was okay to keep up with the Joneses and let everything go to waste. And we're left to pick up the pieces. All of us. I don't know how else to explain this any better without diving into the weeds of economics. It's just so frustrating because I know there's a huge swath of people in my generation that are desperately fighting tooth and nail for every inch to make sure that they can give their kids the best life possible. And I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, there's a large portion of those people that do think that the government is the answer. Why? Why do they think the government is the answer? Because the boomers told them. They told them the government was the answer. You do this thing, that thing, this thing, and that thing, and you can get your subsidies. You can have your house cuts. You can do all these things that give you all these government advantages. What does that tell you? Even though you're speaking the language of side skirting some government regulation, you're telling them who's in charge. And you're telling them who it is you need to trick. Instead of saying, they're not in power, I am. I want to read this from Restricted. The Force Awakens is about political disengagement. The Jedi, like boomers, did nothing pretending communism / the Empire was gone forever and taught their children nothing. Zach. Gen Alpha is forever. Let my baby nephews and nieces live well. That's the legacy to uphold. Indeed. Now, let's go to this right here. Let's go to this. Watch. The moral of the story is do not, under any circumstances, let them take away your guns. A pound of grasshoppers is 3 times as nutritious as a pound of beef. I'm going to leave that up so you can read it and you can screenshot it and you can share it. Although I believe that most of y'all have seen this and shared it. Look at it. Now tell me, do you honestly think that we're that far off? In reality, I'm asking seriously. Comment. Do you think we're that far off? Or do you think that the vast majority of people, or at least a large chunk of people, maybe the voting bloc, maybe your friends, family, do you think if everything got let's say the lights go out and then they come back on, how many people do you think would say, give me the grasshoppers in the virtual reality so long as you pay my bills and the lights don't go out again? Please keep my lights on. I'll eat the grasshoppers. I'll eat the bugs. I'll live in the pod. Honestly, how many people do you think will go along with that? I mean, seriously, not like in your rebellious heart, not in your assumption of what you think would or wouldn't happen. I'm asking you, in reality, how many people do you think would eat the bugs and live in the pod if the government says you're going to do that or we're going to shut your lights off? Be honest. Be honest. I think that a lot of us don't understand how dire that situation would be. I truly think that there's a lot of us, and internalizing all. I probably, probably fall in this category of very much worried about it. But for the people that you know in your personal life, how many think, how many, how many of them would run back and give up their guns to make sure their family had food? If if they instituted a CBDC, central banking digital currency, and let's be honest, they have a track record of everyone that's bought guns. You had to fill out an application form confirming that you were quote unquote eligible to buy said guns. They have a track record of that. There is a registry. How many? What about you? Be honest. Not with me. Be honest with yourself. How many people? How many people do you think would kowtow, tuck their tail between their legs, and run back and give up every single right to make sure that their family had food? Because if the government cut off the power tonight, would you have food? Or do you have a stockpile? Do you have food? Do you know how to get clean water? Okay, let's not say the government. Let's say there was a foreign adversary that launched an EMP and shut down the electrical grid. They're very possible. Our electrical grid is very fragile. And they did that. You're out of power. You have no refrigerator. You have no ability to keep any the food that you have right now, and no ability for clean drinking water. But then the government come back and said, there was a cyber attack. We got it. You need to do X, Y, and Z, and we'll take care of you. How many people, regardless of what X, Y, and Z are, but you know what they are, you need to give us your guns, and you need to submit to our control, and we will provide for you your necessities in this time of crisis. How many? I'm asking honestly. I'm not trying to berate you. I promise. I love y'all. That's why I'm talking about it. I freaking love people. I want you to be successful. How many? I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to prepare you. Man, that was gay. But it worked. We have to recognize what time it is. They can shut down your economic availabilities overnight. Here's a great one. The Canadian truckers proved this in their cowardice. I wouldn't say that restricted. Also, go follow that account. Great account on X. I'd say more along the lines of that's what they have the ability to do. They shut down their absolute ability to make any and every economic transaction. What if that happens here? And for the love of God, don't ever, ever tell me that it can't happen here. Look what we've been through. Yes, it can happen here. Full stop. And you're a freaking fool if you think it won't. These people are demonic. They're communist. Communism is demonic. I can prove it. I can prove it right now. What the Bible says is that it's like Galatians 6:7, 6:9, something like that. Whatever a man sows, so shall he reap. Whatever a man sows, whatever work he puts in, he will reap that harvest. What does communism say via Frederick Engels, Karl Marx, in the Communist Manifesto? I got it right here. Right? What do they say? To each according to his, from each according to his ability, to each according to his need. From each according to his ability means if you have the ability to produce 100 crops, you will produce 100 crops, or the government will come in and exile you. Not the X word I was going to use, but you got it. You will produce 100 crops from each according to his ability, to each according to his need. So if you only need 10 crops, when it comes time to harvest, you're only getting 10. The other 90 will be redistributed to each according to his need. What's the Bible say? Whatever a man sows, that's what he reaps. Communism is not an economic apparatus. It's a demonic, non-monotheistic religion cloaked in an economic apparatus. Period. It's a direct perversion of the word of God. Communism is demonic. You can get your shirts right there. WhoTouchedIt.com. Got this one for free. Utopia, the Decadent, from Zach. He was just on screen. Y'all, when you're watching these clips that are unbelievably psychotic, and look, I'm I'm right there with you. Like I'm absolutely 100% right there with you. It's so freaking cringe. I can't take it. I'm not a Republican. I've never voted for Trump. I'm not a conservative. Well, I guess in this day and age, because the progressive freaking left has moved the Overton window so far in a demonic and oppressive direction, I guess I am a conservative now. 10 years ago, I was freaking center left blue dog Democrat. Now I'm a far right. If you want me to be a far right, fine, I will. You don't want me to be your far right, I promise. Because I'm not. But I'd be damned if I let these psychopaths hijack any and every aspect of what really is a fundamental democratic process in this country that has made us great. I'm sitting here griping on an iPad, on a MacBook with $100 camera and a phone on the internet, all of which was American made. If this is how we're oppressed, spare me. Spare me. Get wrecked, you entitled, ignorant psychopaths. We live in the greatest country ever. I have lights and water in a shop 500 feet away from my house. I'm not rich. To the rest of the world, I am. To 90+% of the rest of the world, they don't have clean water. I can walk over to my house in the middle of the stream and take a dump in a toilet that has fresh freaking water. I'm going to take a dump in fresh water. Water that could be drank by people dehydrating to death. I'm going to piss and take a dump in. And you're complaining. You ignorant freaking morons. It's unbelievable. And they can't even think about this. The thought doesn't even, nope, gone completely propagandized, just absolute puppets, no sense of reality or any morality whatsoever, just complete decadence and incoherent, nonsensical garbage. Entitled freaks. Man, think about that. Think about the fact that I could walk into my house right now and drink clean water out of the toilet. And these people are bitching about being oppressed. What? What world are you living in? Because it ain't reality. You are talk about privilege. Being an American. That's the definition of privilege. I get to wake up every day to a wife and 4 kids, having a whole house that I bought, 2 shops in a yard, dogs, electricity, clean water, toilets. I go to work in a truck that has gas, that I can congregate from wherever I want to in any point of this America that I need to. Yes, I'm privileged because I'm an American. Get on board or get wrecked. We can handle all the things that we need to handle. I promise you, we are sharing some of the same difficulties when it comes to foreign wars and interventionism and all of the like. But spare me your disgusting and pathetic and despicable victimization when you live in a country where you can drink clean water out of a freaking toilet. What are we doing? What world do you live in? Because it ain't reality. I promise you it's not. Go live in a third world country. You'll starve to death. You'll have dysentery. You'll wind up with all kinds of diseases. You'll be dehydrated. And you're trying to be you're going to be oppressed over an iPhone because I misgendered you. No, see, this is the real world. I will, without question, and enjoy it, freaking misgender you because you're an idiot, psychopathic narcissist that needs help. That's why. You are a stain on the existence of human civilization. You unfreaking grateful pile of human feces. Get wrecked. I'm not going to stand for it. Not 1 millimeter. We don't give no more millimeters to the psychotic left. Not one more. Keep all this in mind. I'm not a Republican. I'm a staunch libertarian. I'm a libertarian of my state party. I'm a national libertarian, and I'm a part of the Mises cause. I'm involved. I've never voted for Trump. The only time in my conscious adult life that I voted for Spike Cohen. I'm not going to mention the other name because she's terrible. I'm telling you, as a dad of 4 and a wife, that we've had to sacrifice everything we wanted to try to get to this point. And then we're still sacrificing more so that we don't have to send our kids to freaking government indoctrination camps. That's where we're at. It's not about me. It's not about what I believe. It's about how are you going to save your freaking family? How are you going to make sure that your children are raised in an environment that is conducive towards success? The type of success that this country has provided for generations. Regardless of how hard it is, you can do it. Man, I don't even know where this rant come from. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just, ooh. I can't anymore. I'm not giving no more ground. There's not 1 inch of ground that I will give to these freaking psychotic, murderous, anti-human, progressive leftists. And if you think that being docile and not going on the offensive is going to help you, bro, you got another thing coming. And if you ain't realized that by now, I can't help you. They will eat and destroy everything, including themselves. One leftist step out of line for 1 second, and they will eat them alive. Because if you don't kowtow and fall in line to the cult, you will be ostracized and left out to the wolves. You better figure this out. Obviously, I'm not talking to the vast majority of people that are right here. This is amazing. I got so many comments now, I can't even keep up. I see the feminist misogynist. Amazing. Thank you for joining the stream. Lovely. Mad villain. If nobody's going to say it, then fine. I will, bro. The white wire coming from the neon sign needs to go down, not over. You said, what, this one? I don't know. I mean, so many. Hold on. There was one I saw at the corner of my eye earlier. The feminist misogynist. Great account. Huge account in the stream. Get him, brother. That's crazy. Because I'm not trying to get anybody. But she's right. She's right. She's amplifying the entire message that I'm talking about. I don't even know how. Remember, I don't even know how I got on this rant. I'm just here now. So here we are. This is supposed to be a fun night. I'm having fun. I'm just a little bit, right now. But my goodness, what are we doing? And one of the greatest tricks the communists ever pulled was letting everyone know, telling everybody that you cannot talk about politics or religion in the public square. That was absolutely detrimental. Feminist misogynist. We're all angry though. Yeah. And she's right. She's right. You should be angry. I can't for the life of me understand how you're not. Maybe everybody watching the stream is. But guess what? There's 116 live congruent viewers right now watching the stream. 115, lost one, watching it all right now. If everybody shared this show and everybody talked about you don't have to share the show. Just take the talking points and go back to your friends and family and say, we got to wake up. 115 people. If 115 people took the core tenets of this conversation and brought it back to all their friends and family and say, we got work to do, we're in trouble. Look at the impact that could have. Now, I encourage you to share the show, obviously, because I'm on the show. It's my show. But the message is more important. So even if you don't share the show, take the tenets, bring them back, share them. We are out of time. Everyone needs to know we're out of time, but we can fix this, and it will take a grassroots movement. Understanding what you're fighting. You're not fighting Democrats. You're not fighting Republicans. You're fighting communistic demons, a demonic religion that they're willing to die to move the needle 1 inch. That's who you're dealing with. I hope to God that the vast majority of people that hear this are actually Democrats. I want them to hear this because we're not fighting you. What you're fighting is a demonic religion that is hell-bent on destroying all life possible. Why do you think they want to freaking execute their own offspring? It ain't because of rights. The 99% of abortions are for convenience. Be real. And whether you support abortion or not, it's irrelevant. It's the idea behind it. It's the fact that the 99% of abortions are deleting their own offspring because they're too irresponsible and narcissistic and selfish to want to raise another human being. But they were also more than willing to spread their legs or open somebody else's legs to do it. That's the reality. You can hate it, and you will. Kick rocks. What do you want me to say? That's the facts. That's the nuts and bolts of it. That's the society we live in. That more people are so narcissistic and self-absorbed with their own humanistic behaviors on what makes them happy in that absolute moment right there that they're willing to delete their own offspring after a consensual act with another human being. That's the mentality you're dealing with. Forget the abortion part. They're willing to delete human beings so that they can live their lives. Does that remind you of something? What does that remind you of? That it was better in their minds for their own well-being that other human beings should be murked so that they can just continue to do what they want. It should sound familiar. Again, it's not about abortion. It's about the mindset. It's about the culture. Let me check some comments. The feminist misogynist. They're going to destroy small businesses with their nonsense. Some private business owner said he's voting for Harris. Wow. He's voting for Harris. And I said, your business is going to close. How? Again, what did I just talk about? It wasn't about abortion. It's about the mindset. How on earth would any small business owner vote for a Democrat? I can understand why they wouldn't vote for a Republican, because they've freaking destroyed some of the economy themselves through their own self-worship and profit. I get it. I get that part. Like, man, I can't really vote for a Republican. You know, look what they've done. But to vote for a Democrat? Yo, as a small business owner? Man. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. It's just crazy. It's beyond psychotic. Check this out. This was a meme I shared I don't know, about 2 years ago. It went viral. Florida girl 7 suspended for the 36th time for not wearing masks to school. Let me ask you a question. You think that girl's parents complied? Or do you think that girl's parents' business is still fully operational? What do you think? Who do you think win here? Be honest. Is it the person that said, yes, I will just do whatever you tell me to do? Daddy government. I'll shut down my business. I'm scared. Or do you think the parents that allowed their little girl and promoted like a gangster, do not wear that mask, and she got suspended 36 times? Who do you think wins? In the grand scheme, who do you think wins? Is it the compliant or is it the resistance? Every movie you've ever watched. Hold on. Every freaking movie and series you've ever watched, you sided with the resistance. That's the resistance. Wearing the mask, that's not the resistance. You are the stormtrooper. Tim Walz, the guy that's trying to tell you, mind you, that the Democrats are the party of mind your own damn business. Set up a hotline for your neighbors to freaking rat on you like the system. He built the system, he engineered that system, and then he asked people to be a part of it. The resistance is rejecting that system. So you can either be compliant and you can wear the mask and you can, Intifada, Anti-Capitala, Jerusalem. I'm so sick of the freaking Jew Gaza thing. Let me tell you something. It ain't about Gaza. It ain't. Some of it's about the Jews. A lot of people hate the Jews. No, it's Intifada, Anti-Capitala. It's an anti-capitalism movement. It's communist. They don't care about. You think that freaking 20-year-old chick with green hair and 47 piercings cares about Gaza and the Palestinians? No, it's anti-capitalist. It's a communist movement. And the communists would rather see you dead and your whole family dead just because you disagree with them. Now, tell me I'm wrong. Please. Tell me I'm wrong. These people would rather see you dead. Comply or die. That is the true Democrat 2024 platform. And you heard it here. Comply or die. I'm not being hyperbolic. These people are dangerous on an existential level. Dangerous. Bam, right there. Feminist misogynist. He made a hotline to report others. This is not a joke. We're not lying to you. This is real. Oh my God, I didn't know that. Then he went to Florida to have Thanksgiving with his family. I didn't know that. That's Tim Walz. Locked down a state, threw people in prison, let the whole freaking Minneapolis and the rest of the state burn while they locked people up in their houses. And then he went to Ron DeSantis's Florida for a vacation. That's your Democrats. But they're not Democrats, are they? Stop calling them that. I got to start first. Communism is demonic. These people are evil. They're communists. They're not Democrats. In any sense of marginalized communication and etymology that would be applicable to sanity, I would be considered a center-left Democrat. Maybe a center-right libertarian. Not far right. Certainly not far left. This is what you're dealing with. And I don't know what else to tell you other than figure it out and do it fast. And I'm not talking to the people that already agree with me. Please understand that. I'm not talking to you like children. No, I trust you guys. You're the reason I'm here. I love y'all to the depths of my heart. But if we're not telling this to the people that disagree, because remember, this is a grassroots movement. It has to be. It cannot be successful if it isn't. Like, I'm not going to be like a Glenn Beck or a Cenk Uygur. It's bottom. It's bottom up. It's you. It's me. I'm just telling you what I do. I have passion about it because of what I do. I'm not bragging. I just don't know what else to do. If I'm being freaking honest and transparent, I don't know what else to do. So I talk to everybody that I can. Now I have the opportunity to have new people in my life almost on a daily basis. And I tried to, because I don't know what else to do. So I have the conversation with every new person I can. That's all I can do. I can get on here and we all have fun, and it's awesome. Freaking 134 live viewers right now. Second show back. Remarkable. But I can have fun all day on this channel, and we're going to. And we're going to pump out as much information as humanly possible. Remember, this is only the second show, and I still don't have any content. Like, I got nothing in front of me. I'm just riffing off the comments and my emotions. I'm going to get printed comment. Printed comment. Sorry. Printed content very soon. I have the printer working out. Just everybody's focused on the freaking DNC. So it's very hard to find actual things that we're supposed to talk about. Because the things that we're supposed to talk about are actually very important. But I'm supposed to talk about some kid crying because his dad's my Twitter feed is just the kid crying. And everybody saying, don't mock the kid. I haven't seen one person mock the kid. It's fabricated outrage. What am I going to do with that? Other than tell you, I have almost 30,000 followers on Twitter. I haven't seen one person. Not one. I've seen everybody on the right and everybody on the left saying, don't mock the kid. This is a good moment. Well, on the left, they're just condemning the right, and the right saying, don't mock the kid. It's a good moment. I ain't seen one person yet tell me that, or not tell me, but shown. It's fabricated. Twitter's not a real place. It's all fake and gay. But when I go out to my community, like I do every day, from coast to almost coast of Mississippi and both sides, I talk to new people. And none of them want this. Everybody is hurting. And the only reason they're even talking about Kamala, and I ain't talked to one that does, is because they just don't know any better. They're not getting any source of information from anywhere else. Restricted. Talking to me. There is so much more about Tim Walz yet to be exposed. I live in Minnesota. There's a ton about Chauvin that is hidden. I can't breathe is what caught criminals. Hearsay. Well, I will await your exposure of information. Feminist misogynist. I'm an independent voted for Trump to buy us time to hopefully have more wake up to what's going on. I'm sorry, I just read that wrong. Let me read it. Let me start again. I'm an independent voting for Trump to buy us more time to hopefully have more wake up to what's going on. They weaponize the legal system to go after Trump. They're demonic. I don't care. Man, I'm about ready to vote for Trump just because of that. I've never voted for Trump. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a conservative. I'm just a normal dude who was like, yeah, man, look, I'm a Christian. I don't think you should be gay, but obviously the government shouldn't be involved in your bedroom. There's certain instances where abortion might be necessary. Just a normal guy, a blue dog Democrat. Now I'm far right, and that's fine. I don't care. You pushed too far, and that's what the arrogant do. They push where there's mush, and then when there's no more mush, they continue to push. And then when the backlash comes from all the normal people that try to be on your freaking side, you call us all bigots. And now you've lost the entire plot. You're done. You're done. If that means you hold all political power and the destruction of it doesn't matter. Everyone's out. They're done. You are not going to tell us what to do or think anymore. So you better take notes. If you want any resemblance of freedom that people like me fought for you, then you better dial it back. Otherwise, we're coming. Because we ain't giving no leftists a millimeter. Javier Milei, you do not give ish leftists 1 millimeter, or they will use it to destroy you. They will end you. And now we see this could have been handled differently. It didn't have to be such a snowball effect. It didn't have to be the downhill, the slope theory. It didn't. Y'all did that because you allowed your camp to be infiltrated by far left progressive demonic influences, and now you're stuck. Now you have to deal with us, and you're not going to like it. Look how fast the narrative around the transgender movement wrecked immediately. Why? Because people like me were one of the first to stand up and say, I'm done. I'm not doing this. I have children, and under no circumstances, and I'm about to allow you psychopaths, anti-human, anti-science, murderous psychopaths try to convince me that I'm a bigot because I want my kids to be normal. What? It's okay. It's not normal to be transgender. It's not normal to be gay. That's okay. It's never going to be normal. It doesn't mean that your lifestyle should be promoted. We're talking about two wildly different things. Just because your lifestyle isn't normal doesn't mean it should be persecuted. If you're an adult, like, I may disagree and say, I think you're headed down the wrong path, and I truly care about you, and I want you to course correct because you're a human, and I love you, and I want you to do good. I want your life to be good. That's not being a bigot, but just co-signing blindly to this nonsense, and then like bowing down on your knees to say, I'm so sorry that I didn't let you teach my kids what was right. No. No. Oh, man. It couldn't be furthest from no. No, like, it's not just no. It's not just no. It's now the reckoning is coming. That's what's happening. Get ready. Because we're coming. And we're not letting up. And you're not going to win. So now what you've done is ruined your entire freaking civil rights movement. When all you had to do was just continue. Just do. Nobody cared. Just go. No, you had to shove it in our face. You had to tell me that my kids needed to learn about that when it's not normal. And not normal is okay. But it shouldn't be promoted. And now you've gone so far that we have no choice. You begged for this. You wanted this war. And the whole time that Twitter was on your side, you were happy to have it. And now it's not. And now you just call all of us bigots because you're mad because you don't have the battleground anymore. You don't have the winning foot anymore because we can actually say what we want now. And we're not going to let you bully us anymore. You're not going to shove your abnormal lifestyle down our kids' throats. Full stop. You can do what you want as an adult. Go. How about leave me alone? But the minute you try to shove it down my throat and my 4 kids' throats, this is what you get. And I will, if it takes me personally, I will end you. All of your entire movement. If it's just me. I guess Matt Walsh is doing a much better job at it. I'm personally not trying to involve the government. I'm personally trying to handle this on a cultural, spiritual, and responsible level. Because you actually don't need the government involved. You just need to stop being a psychopath. And you can go live your life. Leave my kids alone. We didn't have to have this conversation. You brought this. You made Matt Walsh. You did. Now the laws are coming. It's your fault. You create the monsters that you tell everybody already exist when they didn't. Now you get the Matt Walsh. He's embarrassing every one of you on an extreme level. It's glorious to watch, honestly. I disagree with a lot, probably 50, 60%, if not more. But this one thing, yeah. I could not be happier than to let that dog off the leash. You did it. You psychopaths, progressives, leftists, with the pronouns in your bio. I'm talking to you with the pronouns in your bio. You anti-science, anti-human, psychotic, progressive. That's what I'm talking to right now. You created Matt Walsh. You did that. You made that man. Now he's a legend. It's your fault. All you had to do was just shut up. Just go live your freaking life. None of us cared. We didn't want no part of it. Go away. Go back into the non-limelight. But you can't. The reason you can't is the same reason is that the way you are. Is that you're a narcissistic psychopath. And you have to have all the attention. That's why. You can't revert now. You're stuck. It's wild. It's called pride. And you can fight with every tooth and nail in your body against biblical principle. But at the end of the day, there are universal truths and there are spiritual truths. And you are fighting against laws that you will never win. You won't. You will never win that battle. So you can come back to reality and you can start to get yourself healthy and better. And regardless of what you think, the vast majority of us, not everybody's going to go hard as I am. I'm me. That's just who I am. There's a reason a lot of people watch, right? 140 right now. Keeps climbing. I'm at 2 hours. I've never seen this before. The viewership just keeps going up. Not everybody's like that. But all the people that you try to assume are like me aren't. And even the people that are like me freaking care, man. Why would I waste my time on this whole rant if I didn't care? Like, what you gonna do to me and my kids? No, I'm just nothing. Absolutely nothing. No, I'm telling this for you. You are the one that needs to benefit from this information. This isn't a game. You're playing with your own life. And we all have to do better. I mean, starting with me, for sure. For sure. I got to start and be better on my personal life, me as a human being, me as a man, me as a husband, me as a Christian, and me as a father. Like, I have to be there first. I've got to do better. But man, if I didn't share my heart with y'all, that's the craziest thing. Twitter's one thing. I'm gonna just do what I want to do, right? And I'm gonna do what I want to do here. But I'm gonna be because you're looking at me and you're looking at me in my eyes, face to face. We're talking. We're right here. I'm gonna be transparent with you. I'm gonna tell you how I feel. I care. And it hurts to see people going through this. And then what's even worse is I see people struggling so badly. And then they condemn you or me for simply trying to help. It's remarkable. Oh, here. Yeah, that's a great comment. Matt Walsh thinks porn is why men aren't interested in dating fat tattooed hippos with blue hair. He's a nut. That's hilarious. A little bit too much. But the underlying point there is the reason that porn is such a problem. And it is, again, you can hate that. I'm not a conservative. I'm just telling you from a psychological, medical perspective. What do you want me to pull rank? I hate that crap. I don't want to do that. Yes, I have a vast medical experience. I'm not going to pull rank on it. It is detrimental to your psyche. It burns images into the part of your brain that's hard to eradicate. Imagery gets burned into your brain, and it's hard to eradicate, especially when it's sexually derived, because that triggers your primal instinct. Porn is god awful. But you want to watch it? Go for it. That's your deal. I can warn you. I can tell you because I love you. But under no circumstances am I going to advocate for the government to step in and remove your ability to watch porn. That's ridiculous. Any sane human being would know that's utterly ridiculous. Now, you can advocate for laws about trying to ID verify. I think it's a terrible idea because there's already rampant identity theft, and I think that just opens the door for even more by a landslide. I think there's another avenue. I'm not sure what that is because I don't do porn. I think it's detrimental to the soul. But it's probably something I should look into because I don't want the government involved. And I don't want you to have to show your ID on the internet where everybody's social security number just got stolen. Like, man, come on. This is basic. Everybody, according to the reports, everybody's social security number just got stolen. So what, am I advocating for you to share your ID on the internet? No, obviously not. I don't want the government involved either. Although the Pornhub, I believe, is illegal in this state. Last time I checked that map. Now, look, some of this stuff is just not. Look, some of it cannot be solved via regulation. It has to be solved culturally. It has to be solved with self-healing, finding out. First and foremost, just recognizing that some of these behaviors are quite clearly and obviously to your subconscious and your soul wrong. And you feel it, you know it. Now you can do it long enough to where you become numb to it. And all of a sudden it doesn't hurt anymore. But stop for a minute and then do it again. Right? Like you can cheat on your spouse. It hurts at first. You know you're doing wrong. But if you keep doing it, then eventually you're like, oh, you become numb to it. But it's no different than anything else, right? So some of this stuff has to be handled on an individual level where you as a human being can acknowledge that I can feel the discernment in this. I understand that's not wrong. And most importantly, there's freedom in discipline. There's much more freedom and discipline than there is being a slave to your fleshly desires. Take it to the bank. Hate me for it. That's fine. Yeah, and a lot of you will. I get it. Like some of this information, the first time I heard it, I was like, oh, that person sucks so bad. That's horrible. Terribly wrong. And then you kind of chew on it like a piece of meat, so that you can break it down so that it's more easily digestible. You start to understand more of the flavor profile. And it starts to work. And then you'll understand what I mean by there's much more freedom in discipline than there is slavery to your sin or your flesh. I'm going to say sin because I'm a Christian. But everybody's going to understand flesh, to your fleshly desires, right? Like everybody has these. If I wanted to go cheat on my wife, that's a fleshly desire. I can either be a slave to that or I can be a free in my discipline so that I don't go and ruin 4 kids, 1 wife lives and then expand that out. Because you ruin one person's life and they're going to affect how many others. So if I go and give in to my sinful or fleshly desires and not have any discipline and self-respect, then I'm going to ruin all these people. And then how many people are they going to hurt? One person. You affect one person and they can go out and do all kinds of damage. Like almost always it's going to be the people that are under your domain, under your direct influence. You know what I'm saying? So take care of yourself. Take care of those people. Because those people are going to take care of other people. And guess what? Those other people, guess what they're going to do? They're going to take care of other people. So what kind of society do you want to live in? Do you want to live in one that's a lie? That says men can become women, women can become men. Printing money doesn't cause inflation. Raising your kids to be quote unquote whatever they want doesn't have detrimental consequences. Trusting the government. What kind of society do you want a society of slaves? Or do you want a society of critical thinkers? Because it's on us. We're the ones that have to do that. We're the ones that have to pull that off. I'm just saying. And if that's the society we want, then we're going to have to work for it. And one of the ways we can work for it, and it's wildly successful, is through satire.
No, listen, my name is Noah Shorts. I use he, they pronouns. Like, I'm just really excited that we have like the first black woman that could be the president of the United States. And like my wife, right? We're in a polyamorous relationship. The lover that my wife took is African American, and like I've learned so much about the struggle that people of color go through as a result of my wife's boyfriend. And so I'm excited to really do my part to show solidarity for my marginalized communities. And like the best way to do that is to get the first woman of color to be the commander-in-chief. And I'm really excited. I'm so pumped.
Were you this pumped and excited when Joe Biden was the nominee?
I mean, listen, like I would vote for a corpse over voting for Donald Trump because he's a disgusting fascist, white supremacist pig. But now, like, we get to really make history. We have, like I said, we have the first woman of color to be president of the United States. And like, our country, it was founded on the values of diversity, equity, and inclusion. And Kamala Harris, there's nothing embodies those values more than a Kamala Harris presidency. So I'm pumped, like I'm ready. I am so excited. I'm a proud white dude for Kamala Harris, baby. Let's go. Woo!
It's awesome, Right? Hilarious. Now that there's more people here, I'll revisit. That is satire, and any sane person that pays attention to news would question it. Like, honestly, wouldn't you question it if there was that dude and you didn't know it was satire? That could be very real. Easily very real. So we're coming up to 2 hours. There's 150 people watching. I am going to hey Zach, you still there? Let me pull up another yeah, he is. I'm gonna add you to the stage. Give us a couple of minutes here so I can go take care of something. You there?
What's up?
What's up, bro?
It's a wild ride, man.
Yeah, it's a wild ride. Now we're up to 151. I'm gonna put you on solo. Let me go take care of something real quick.
I don't know.
Give us your pitch, man. Tell me about what that long freaking, what was that, like an hour plus long rant? Oh my gosh.
Honestly, I don't know. Satire, everything's a meme. So satire or not, I don't think he was trolling. I think I really do think he took way too many boosters. Something. What do y'all think? I mean, do we just live in this bad of a society that it's just clown world? The DNC's a shit show. The Republicans don't know what the fuck they want to do. I hope I can say that. Oh well. I mean, people transing one another, advocating to kill babies. I mean, what?
Yeah, I would appreciate if you didn't cuss.
Yeah, but yeah, it's definitely a meme. So for non-cursing purposes, we'll just say it's just all a meme.
Yeah, I mean,
so
I do think that, I hope he's trolling. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's trolling.
I don't know.
The fact that you really, I mean, look, here's the reality. There really are people out there like that.
Mm-hmm.
There are really people out there outsourcing their spouse to another human being. And under no circumstance is that even sane. That does not produce a moral and conducive society.
Yeah, I had a buddy actually once, like 10 years ago. He was in he said a solid relationship, but it was an open relationship, and it was mainly her that was the one going out and banging all these other dudes. So, and he was actually relatively faithful to her, but I mean, he was open to it. It's like, why? How is that even healthy? Of course, the relationship didn't last, so they broke up like not too. As soon as he told me that as soon as they decided to make it open, it lasted for maybe a year. It's like, well, of course. So
yeah, of course, because that is not going to produce a healthy society, and it's not just about the society that. Oh, hold on, let me go. It's not just about the society of what we think, right? A society is just also what's under your domain. What is your sphere of influence? That is also a society. That's a social construct of people that you've built around yourself. What kind of influence are you having? So obviously what Zach is talking about, and thank you, Zach. I appreciate you filling in there for a minute.
Hey, not a problem.
Yeah, I appreciate it, bro. is it's not going to produce a healthy outcome whatsoever. Under no circumstances will that help anyone around you living like that. Now, who touched the thermostat says that's a 100% troll. I hope so. By the way, let me pull this up here. The shirt I'm wearing, "Communism is demonic." That's from him. This guy right here. Who touched the thermostat? You can find it as soon as I do. Right there. Ha! Who touched the thermostat? Do not comply. WhoTouchedIt.com. WhoTouchedIt.com. Right there. So I'm actually going to pull Zach back up here on the small screen. And then we're going to check comments here. Great shirt from Restricted. Thank you. Yeah, I did not make it. It is from WhoTouchedIt.com. And you can find all kinds of wear there. What are you going to say, Zach?
Oh, it's an honest shirt. It is demonic.
Yeah. I got another one about to get in the mail. I'll show y'all later. But I'm just, the viewers keep climbing. I wish the comments would. Y'all comment. Tell us what you think. Don't be afraid. A lot of people on YouTube, a lot of people on Twitter. There's 158 live viewers right now. Wherever you're at, comment. Tell us what you think. If there's something that you want me to talk about, let me know. I started this stream with nothing other than wanting to have fun because the freaking DNC, that Democratic convention, is all that anybody's talking about, and it's just driving me insane because it's just so cringe. It's so fucking gay. Man, if you're watching the convention and you actually believe that crap, I legitimately feel sorry for you. Like on a real personal level, I feel sorry for you because it's so unbelievably bad. And it's so incredibly obvious that it's faking gay.
Some would say it's kayfabe. It's just one big Monday Night Raw. It really is.
It's so much worse than that.
So
it's so AEW. Worse than that.
AEW with its bad storylines.
Oh, and don't forget, isn't it racist to say Kamala wrong? Or Kamala?
Kumala?
Yo, bro.
Kumala?
How is that racist? How is that racist?
I'd rather just say Kumala.
I'd rather just call her Commie Harris. She's advocating for press control. She's a communist. She was raised a communist. She was never a working class person.
No.
Both of her parents are PhDs. She went to Canada for her other schooling, if I'm not mistaken. Like, you guys are just falling for the most ridiculously stupid people and propaganda I've ever seen. They're so open and blatant about it. They don't care. You know why they don't care? Because they think you're that stupid. Obviously, I'm not talking about the people that are probably watching the stream. Maybe you are. I'm sorry if I called you stupid. Own it. I love you. The reason I do it is because I care. If you're stupid, you're stupid. I truly believe that you can wake up. I believe that most people can absorb true information and then decide for themselves what they think strikes their heart and their conscience as what should be honest and real. Just the same way I believe that someone that never touched an instrument until they're 30 years old, and now I play every instrument on stage, I think everybody can do that too.
Mm-hmm.
You got to put the time in. Maybe you won't be able to play all the instruments, but you could damn sure try. And for sure, you can gather information that is healthy to your well-being and soul that you can spread to other people. That's honest and true and factual, and not be so tribal. That part, I believe beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Effort. That's all it needs. That's all it takes is just effort. So you put in the time, you put in the work, have patience, you can do just about anything. And you can wake up to all this nonsense that's going on in the world. You could be a podcaster.
Yeah,
That's what we need.
Arrogant.
We need more libertarian.
Well, independent thinkers.
Yeah.
I don't want to encapsulate anybody into a category that they may not subscribe to or feel comfortable to.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not asking personally. Yeah, of course. I would love more libertarians. I'm not asking you to be libertarian. I'm asking you to think. I'm asking you to question whatever reality that was presented to you on that box that you watch, instead of just wholesale buying it. I'm not asking you to be Christian. I'm not asking you to be libertarian. I'm not asking you to be conservative. I'm not asking you to be liberal. I'm definitely asking you, please, for the love of God, reject progressivism and communism. That, yeah, I'm 100%. Please, at all costs, reject progressivism, which is communism. There's two of the same thing. It's just it's the same thing repackaged in a word that sounds palatable. You hear it at the Democratic convention. Progress. We gotta have the progress. Well, one party's gonna move us backwards. We want progress. They're not talking about progress. They're communists.
Same old narrative. Same old narrative as every year, year in, year out, decade, whatever. It's all about progress.
But it's never about progress. If you're looking at the real progressives, they're regressive. Look what they're doing. They're separating by race, literally promoting segregation, holding ceremonial activities, be it graduation or whatever, by race in college. That's regressive. They're lying to you. They're not progressive. The chaos is the point. They want destruction. They want regression. They want segregation. They want you to view each other by the color of your skin, your sexuality, or otherwise. And otherwise. They want you dissected into the most minimal amounts of personhood that could possibly be interpreted. That's what they want. They don't want you to be a whole individual who are yourself and believe what you believe and think what you want to think. They hate that. They want you split up into a multitude of pieces in which you cannot pinpoint any sort of identity whatsoever, because the chaos is the point. Lucifer is the author of confusion. The chaos is the point. The confusion, the destruction is the goal. You're never meant to be able to pinpoint what the actual goal should be. It's always got to be moving and shifting, because you can't ever have some sort of solid identity so long as the narrative is abstract beyond an interpretable belief. It's not possible. So they have to institute chaos. And you have to reject it. Our responsibility as human beings that promote human, that want humans to thrive, and the rest of the environment as well. Right? Like I think climate change is a hoax. I think environmentalism is an absolute must. We have to protect our ecosystems. We have to make sure our environment is good. All of that has to be derived from a centered being where there's a fundamental foundation to which we raise up everything else. There has to be a solid surface, and then we bring in the water. A high tide raises all ships. We start from a basic foundation. And that basic foundation, whether you freaking like it or not, was Judeo-Christian values. That's how we became the prosperous nation that we did. We didn't need laws against abortion 150 years ago. Or not this many laws. Everybody knew that's a terrible idea to delete your offspring. You didn't have to have government involved. We just all agreed that was a bad idea. I'm using an abortion as an extreme example, but extrapolate and expand beyond that. Everything I'm talking about. There must be a fundamental cohesion, a foundation, a shared morality. And then we build from there. And what we don't have is a shared morality. We're broken and shattered and scattered all throughout because the confusion is the chaos. So the first thing we have to do is we have to look inside ourselves and we have to find that center. I propose Jesus Christ. Beyond a shadow of a doubt. I know that works. You can hate it. Sure.
I agree there.
Screw.
Restricted. Yeah. Restricted here has that comment. Lucifer is the author of confusion. That does need to be a shirt.
That's true. It's like literally biblical. Satan is the author of lies, the author of confusion. God will not be mocked. For whatever a man sows, so shall he reap. What does communism say? Communism says, from each according to his ability, to each according to his need. What does God say? The author of the universe. You may not agree with it. I'm telling you, it's true. Beyond a shadow of a doubt. Everyone listening under the sound of my voice. But no questions asked. Beyond a shadow of a doubt. Jesus Christ, the Son of God, his Father, the creator of the universe. What does he say? Do not be fooled. God will not be mocked. For whatever a man sows, so shall he reap. Whatever a man sows, so shall he reap. So whatever you till, the ground you work, the ground you try to gain harvest from. Whatever you sow, be it physical or spiritual, but mainly spiritual. What seeds are you sowing in the people around you? But physical first. Whatever man sows, so shall he reap. What does communism say? From each according to his ability. Meaning, if you have the ability to produce 100 crops, you will produce 100 crops. To each according to his need. Now, you just produced 100 crops, but you only need 10 to survive. You only getting 10, brother. The other 90 are getting redistributed. It's a direct mockery of the word of God. Because if you reap what you sowed, if you sow 100 crops, you get 100 crops. And you voluntarily help your neighbors. Love your neighbor as yourself. Second greatest commandment per Jesus Christ. Love your God with all your heart, mind, and soul. Love your neighbor as yourself. The first two greatest commandments spoken by God on earth in human himself. You don't need the government to put a gun at your neighbor's face. You just have to have a shared morality. If you sow 100 crops, you reap 100 crops. And you see a man in need with his family and you help them. communism is demonic. You can get your shirt here. Who touched the thermostat? WhoTouchedIt.com. That was absolutely not an ad for my guy, but yeah, I'm gonna throw him out there. Yeah, of course.
It wasn't an ad. It was a plug.
There's a plug. Restricted. Jesus was a socialist. Said retarded Democrat. Yeah, no, Jesus was not a socialist. He never advocated for a government to interfere in anything whatsoever. He told you, he said, look at that coin. Whose face is it? Caesar's. All right, well, give to Caesar what is Caesar. Give to God what is God. He was totally uninvolved in that scenario. His focus was on your eternity.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's great. We're not getting any more comments, but there's still 161 viewers. I'm confused at that. I don't know why they're not commenting. And it's 9:21, almost 2.5 hours. So, Zach, give yourself a plug, bro. We're about to get out of here.
Hey, The Legacy, right? I mean, check that out on YouTube, all over the podcast sphere as well. Give us a follow. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, you name it, wherever you get your podcasts at. But sub at YouTube, The Legacy, right? And just follow me and my boy Andrew Joseph at AI Conan 90 and Legacy _Zach. So this has been fun. So, and always love when Noel goes on that rant, cutting that promo, because I swear the earth trembles.
I appreciate it, bro.
So appreciate it, man, for letting me join though.
No, man, I thank you for helping me out here, because this is not easy. It's, it's trying to get
and
like this.
Don't miss the hopefully sometime next week. Hopefully it gets done, but within the next week or two, the Legacy Right dropping with Noel right here once again. So
wait, do you have a date?
I'm waiting on Andrew to get everything edited, so it doesn't take too much.
No worries.
He works nice.
Tell everybody what. No worries. Tell everybody where you can find your all your other shows, and where the show coming up where I'm a guest on.
Just YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon.
Right. What's your handle?
So, yeah. So I already dropped it, but yeah, at Legacy _ZAK. So
at Legacy _ZAK. At Legacy _ZAK on YouTube. Zach, my man, _Legacy. ZAK. Zach. There we go. That's tough. All right. Brother, thank you for helping me out. We're going to get up all the viewership is still climbing. I don't know what to do about this. The comments have, other than restricted, thank you, restricted. You're killing it, bro. Thank you. And then Zach, of course, just absolutely being a stellar step in. And I look forward to doing this more often with you, bro, if that's okay with you.
Hey, I'm down. So
sweet.
I'm down. Now I gotta start doing lives myself, so we can just start hopping the live show.
Yeah, and get a studio like me.
Exactly. Get a studio. or a green screen. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people do that. A lot of people do the green screen. It works well for them. I mean, I just don't. I like the physical stuff, but the green screen's great. So thank you for helping out, bro. And I suspect that we'll be doing this a lot more often, man.
Hey, I'm down.
Awesome. Appreciate it, bro. Excellent stuff. If you want, got about 5 minutes left. Drop a comment in the next 30 seconds, and I'll respond. Doesn't matter what you have to say. Just drop it. Otherwise, I really hope you do take this to heart. I don't know how real the viewership is. There's nobody commenting, but there's 164 live viewers. And most of y'all, if y'all are real, been listening for a while. And I hope you take what I said heart, because I truly mean it. I sincerely mean that my ultimate goal is to make sure that as many people go to heaven as I can get to heaven, or help them in their endeavor. That's my ultimate goal. I truly do believe that we also need more of a grassroots awakening on a ground level, where we're shaking things up and we're talking to our neighbors and we're talking to our friends. That has to happen. Despite, or, regardless, I should say, if you are a believer or not, that's irrelevant to a degree. I just truly hope that we get to a point where we can see past the bull crap. Like if you watch that Democratic convention and you can't see that, then I don't know what to tell you. I think you're probably lost. But hopefully you'll watch this and understand that I'm sincere in what I say. And I truly do hope the best for everyone, because a high tide rises all ships. And what we need right now is people truly, truly waking up and understanding what time it is. Because we are in a situation that is so historically relevant, and yet people don't see it. And that's a problem. It's a dangerous spot to be in when you can easily point out historical references and say, look at this thing. I promise you, if we continue this path, it will destroy us all. And you get mocked for it. You get ridiculed. That's what we're fighting. And that's what we have to continue to reach towards and say, it's not about that. We're just trying to help. I promise you. And the path we're going down is horribly destructive. From Restricted, you're awesome, man. Do more shows like this. I enjoyed it. I need to get ready for work, but hope to catch you again soon. Thank you, my friend. You have been awesome in the comment section. Please comment. I look, yeah. I promise you get into the comment section. I'll talk about your comment as much as I can. Some of y'all, I'll pull you on the freaking stage just like I did Zach. Because we need this. If we don't get better real fast, then we're looking at a really bad situation. Now, leave it as basic as that. And we can't avoid said bad situation if we continue to travel the path of pride. It's going to take individual analysis and trying to figure out how each and every one of us can do better. Society cannot do better if we don't. We can't expect society to change if we don't. And I just think we're at a crossroads. And I don't think voting is going to fix this. I know it won't. It's going to take each and every person going out of their way in each individual interaction, being bold, being humble, and being loving. And you can't be any of those if you're not honest. Honesty doesn't mean shoving your political figure down their throat. Honesty means understanding that you're a human being and that you have faults and that you're talking to another human being who has faults. That's honesty. And just being real with them, just like I'm being real right here. I truly believe that's the only way we can come back from the division. Because make no mistake, there's only 1% of this country that controls the laws and enforces the laws. 1%. The rest of us make up the population. We are the boot. They are the ants. And they know that. That's why they got to keep us divided. And there's only one way to break that. Love God with all your heart, mind, and soul, and love your neighbor as yourself. And even if you're an atheist, love your neighbor. And just entertain it. Entertain the idea. Promise you're wrong. Like scientifically proven you're wrong. But we can have that discussion later. I love each and every one of you. I promise. I hope this comes through. I hope this is not just a bunch of bots watching and I'm just talking to myself right now. I don't think so. Something tells me I'm not. And you all mean a lot to me. Every single person on the sound of my voice. And I mean that wholeheartedly. Or else I just not do this. Just go be with my family. I feel an obligation to sit on this microphone. I feel a call of God to sit on this microphone and talk to y'all and try to reach you and be the best that I can be and be the person that I was designed to be. And so I hope you all know that. And I hope you believe it because I mean it. I truly, truly mean it. And with that, I'll say Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. Nobody gets to the Father except through him. I love you very much. I'm going to sign out. I'll see you Tuesday at the latest because I might just do one this weekend because it's getting pretty intense. 2 episodes in, thousands and thousands of views. That's wild. So I believe God's blessed this. I'll end it with this. Galatians 2:20. Go look that up. I love you very much. I will see you very soon at the very latest. I'll see you Tuesday night, 7 p.m. But don't be surprised if you see me before then. I'm out. Peace and love to all y'all.